Hello and welcome to this quick demo of the Thrive Leads WordPress plugin. Now, Thrive Leads is a new kind of list building plugin for WordPress, and today I want to show you some of the things it does. My name is Shane Melach from thrivethemes.com, and I will be showing you some of the highlights in this plugin. So here's the dashboard of Thrive Leads, and I'm going to give you a quick tour. I've already added a lot of stuff here, and I'm going to give you a quick tour of what this is all about. To begin with, let's just have a quick look at the basics, and then we get to the really fun stuff after that. So first of all, one of the cool things about Thrive Leads is that it's one plugin that you can use to create every kind of opt-in form you can think of. Let me give you a quick tour, and we'll start here with a lightbox. Of course, you can create lightboxes with Thrive Leads. And you can also see this lightbox, we have a custom background image and stuff like that, and I'll show you more about the actual design choices you have here. So that's a lightbox, and then on the same page in the sidebar, what we have here is a widget. So in this case, it's a sidebar widget. That's the most typical place where you'd use this type of opt-in form. But this kind of, basically what it means is you can add this opt-in form to any widget area in your theme. So that can be in the sidebar, in the footer, or wherever else you have a widget area. Next up, we've got the so-called slide in form. And as the name suggests, it slides in from the side. Okay, so this is a bit less intrusive than a pop-up or a lightbox because it doesn't actually cover your whole content, but it's still very attention grabbing. It animates in from the side. So that's a good alternative as well. So you can create this kind of form as well. And then of course we have a post footer form, meaning you can automatically insert an opt-in form with whatever content you want here at the end of each blog post or at the end of each page. Then we've also got a ribbon style opt-in. So that's what you see at the top of the screen here, and that's sticky at the top of the screen, right? So it doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's still quite attention grabbing. Great way to advertise your offer. And then of course we also have various ways to just add these forms into your content. So what we have here, for example, is just a short code. We've just added a simple short code for this opt-in form that can be inside any content, inside any post, any page. And of course, this is a very simple design. Many different designs are available. This is all customizable. And of course, we also do two-step opt-in. So see this link here? If I click this link, bam, there you go. Opt-in form appears. So you can have, clickable links, clickable buttons, clickable images that open lightboxes on click. Now let's go back to the dashboard, and here you can see, all of the stuff I showed you. I showed you this ribbon, I showed you the lightbox, post footer, slide in, and so on. And you can set up these forms in here. And we also have the shortcode, so you can design a form and then just grab this shortcode, add it to your content, and the form will appear inside your post or page. Now let's take a look. If I go into, let's say, the lightbox and I edit this. So here we have our lightbox, and let's go into the editor where you have quite a lot of options. So first of all, you can choose from many pre-designed templates, right? So you don't need any technical skills or design skills or anything. You can just pick a template you like, select that, and it will appear. And by the way, I'm using an early version of Thrive Leads of this plugin, so by the time you see it, there will be more templates available as well. Now I wanted to show you the editor because this is all very customizable, okay? The way this basically works is if you want to change something, you click on it, right? If I click on the text, I can instantly start editing the text. So I can change this with my own headline. I can add text styles and so on. I can change the color. I can just do absolutely everything that you're used to. I can change font sizes, margins, fonts, everything, right? And yeah, we just wanted to make this as simple as possible. So in general, the rule is just you want to change something, you just click on it. And then you'll get a bunch of options. You can also, just add stuff. So if I want to add some more text here, I just drag and drop some text in here. And then I change the color to make it visible on this background like this. And again, I can change the font size and spacing and just everything, right? So yeah, this is just point and click simple. You can change the background image, you can change colors, you can change the size and dimensions of the whole thing. Everything is just point and click, drag and drop. So really what it comes down to is if you have an idea for a design, the simple way is you just go in here, you go choose opt-in template, and you pick a design that you like, and you make some small changes. But if you have any kind of idea for a design that you have in mind that you'd like to realize, you can make it happen. You can create any kind of form, any kind of design, any kind of layout using this editor. So let's save this and go back because this is just the basic stuff. Now comes the good stuff. You see, Thrive Leads isn't just about building your mailing list. It's about building your mailing list faster, okay? What we do here at Thrive Themes is we have this focus. We don't just want to make tools that get the job done. We want to make tools that help you get the job done as effectively as possible and as quickly as possible. Because of this, we've built in many awesome conversion optimization features into Thrive Leads. And I just want to show you two of the big ones, two of the big things that really make this a super effective list building tool. The first one is A/B testing. A/B testing, everybody knows, that's one of the best ways to increase your conversion rates, and we have just taken this to the next level right here. So let me show you, we just edited this lightbox here, and what I can do is I can clone this lightbox, so I can just create a duplicate of it, and then I can make a change. So the most straightforward test to run is between two different designs, right? Or let's say two different types of content. So I could go back in the editor right now, and I could change an image or change the colors or change the button text or change the headline or something like that. And so I'm testing two different types of content against each other. But that is not the only test you can do. For example, another test you can do is you can test different triggers. So let's say the first form here, I can simply click on this to change the settings. Let's say I want the lightbox to appear after 10 seconds. And I'm wondering, well, does it convert better if it appears after 10 seconds or maybe after 3 seconds? Or let's create another variation, maybe after 30 seconds, right? After someone has really engaged with my content, maybe that's when I should show the form. But there are also other triggers I can choose. I can show it right away when the page loads. I can set it to activate when someone scrolls, let's say 50% down the page. Or I can set it to activate on exit intent. All right, so exit intent means that if we detect the user's mouse cursor leaving the viewport, leaving basically the screen and going up towards the close tab or the back button, that's when the lightbox will trigger. And so there are many opinions about what's better. Should you trigger it later or sooner or an exit intent or whatever? But now with Thrive Leads, you don't have to rely on opinion, because what you can do is you can create different triggers and simply start a test and find out for yourself what works best on your site. And similarly, so you can also test different animations against each other and so on. But there's one more thing. So we've looked at two types of tests, right? I can test different designs, I can test different triggers, but there's another thing I can test. I can actually test different types of opt-in forms against each other. So for example, if you want to know what's better, a lightbox that appears or a slide-in, what's going to convert better? Well, here you can actually test that. So I can add a slide-in form here, just give this a name and create it. And then same procedure, right? I'd go to the editor, I'd choose a template, I'd set it up. And with that done, I go back to my dashboard. Now I can actually say, I want to test these types of forms against each other. I want to test this lightbox against this slide-in, and I can start an A/B test. Now, when you run these tests, we have a very cool interface here where you can see exactly, how the test is progressing, how your conversions are progressing. You can see all of your data with candlestick charts and everything. And there's even automatic winner settings. So you can actually set this to certain criteria where you say, okay, if these criteria are met, select the highest converting form and automatically eliminate the others and only show the highest converting form. That means you can set up a split test and set these automatic settings and basically just forget about it, walk away. And your conversion rate on your site will automatically increase as we eliminate the losing forms and end up showing the highest converting one. So you can run these tests between these different types of forms. Within these different types of forms, you can also run the tests on your shortcodes and on your two-step opt-in forms. So what it really comes down to is you can run any kind of test. You can also combine these tests with each other. So if you're wondering, what converts better, a lightbox or a slide-in, that's a test you can do. And you can also test different triggers. So what converts better, a lightbox that appears after 10 seconds or a slide-in that appears after a 50% scroll? You can test this kind of thing. So really what it comes down to, we've built this tool in such a way that you can run any kind of test that you have in mind. In other words, this plugin gives you the power to really find out and even automatically find out or automatically improve your conversion rates to the point where your site is building your list as quickly as possible. So that's the A/B testing factor. The second factor is targeting. Okay, so this is a bit more subtle, but just as powerful. If I go into any one of these settings here, I can go to the display settings and I can determine where I want to show this form. So for example, this ribbon or a lightbox or whatever it is. And we have some basic settings, right? I can say, show it on my home page, show it on all posts, all pages. It's kind of catch all settings. And that's fine. But there's also a lot of power in much more precise targeting. For example, I can say, I want to show a specific, I can create a form and show it in a specific category, let's say in design. So what's the point of that? The point is, if I create an opt-in form with an offer that is related to design and I show it in the design category, that will be a much more relevant and much more tightly targeted to the people who are looking at that content, right? And what it simply means is that you get higher conversions, right? If you make a more relevant, more targeted offer to people, you get higher conversions. So you can create different forms and show them on different categories, different tags, different page templates, different post types. Really, you can just target by absolutely anything you can imagine. So you can be very, very precise about who gets to see which content. And what that basically means is it gives you the opportunity to create different forms. And you saw before, like we have a simple editor, right? We have templates. So all of this is really quick to set up. It won't take you hours to do this, right? You just quickly create your forms, choose a template, set it up, get it done. And you can easily create multiple forms and then show them to very specific targeted audiences on your website. And the end result, like I said before, right? The goal is simply to help you build your list faster. So those are two of the highlights when it comes to Thrive Leads. And I also just quickly want to note, we also have really good stats and reporting, right? Information is power. So we give you all the power you need. We give you, detailed insights into what's going on your site, where your conversions are coming from. You can compare your different campaigns or your different form types and so on to really see what's working on your site and what isn't. So that was just a quick look at Thrive Leads, and I'm sure you noticed that I'm really just scratching the surface of what this plugin can do. I didn't want to take up too much of your time, right? So I just wanted to give you a quick overview. This is the Thrive Leads WordPress plugin. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. I've been Shane Malach from thrivethemes.com, and thank you for watching.